Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well. I'm Mr. Twister WX, and right now you are looking at the National Weather Service All Hazards map. So currently for portions of the western United States in Kansas, Oklahoma, and West Texas, along with portions of Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona, we have red flag warnings and high wind warnings. So there are high fire risks because of dry conditions with high temperatures and high winds, so be sure to avoid anything that could cause a burn. We also have some winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories for portions of Montana and Wyoming, along with some frost advisories in the east. So moving over to our convective outlook, first I want to take a look at tonight's. So less than 2% all areas tornado risk, and then for hail and wind, we see that in portions of the Texas, Oklahoma panhandle along with central Kansas, and then for the hail risk goes into southeastern Nebraska, southwestern Iowa, and western Missouri. The focus of this video will be on tomorrow's risk. Well, we'll be looking at the models for tomorrow's risk, but in an upcoming forecast, we will also look at the models for later dates. Unfortunately, it is unlikely I will be able to make forecasts for tomorrow, so we'll see when I get the next one out. But with this slight risk for portions of southern Minnesota, most of Iowa, northern Missouri, and eastern Nebraska, there is a 2% tornado risk, a 5% wind risk, and a 15% hatch tail risk. So this is going to be the main threats for areas in Omaha, Lincoln, Des Moines, Iowa, St. Joseph, Missouri, Council Bluffs, Iowa, and Omaha and Lincoln are in Nebraska. I do want to take a look at the day 3 outlook, which is for Friday. Right now I am filming this at Wednesday, April 16th at 9:36 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So this is a 15% slight risk stretching from portions of Texas all the way through Michigan. We will likely see all hazards possible. And then on day 4 through 8, on day 4 and 5, we do have severe weather risk for portions of the South. And on day 4, this even stretches into West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, and Illinois. So that is what we're looking at in terms of our severe weather risks. If we do go over to our HRRR model, no, not the HRRR, just the storm relative helicity for meters squared per second, you can see tomorrow during the peak of the event, we will not see much of that in our tornado risk area. So it is unlikely there will be a tornado tomorrow, but we could see a couple brief spin-ups. Nothing too significant though, so be sure you're on the lookout for that. If you take a look at our cape, it's also evident that we will not see that much in terms of a tornado risk, although later in the day after the storms pass there is up to 2,000 joules per kilogram, so definitely be on the lookout for something. If we go back to a bit of an older model, I want to take a look at some of the information we have for Friday, because if we go back to Friday's risk, that is a pretty wide area. So let's go back to Friday. You can see where we have that cape stretching all the way from Texas up through Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, up to 2,000 joules per kilogram. Most of the areas seeing about 500 to 1,000. Then for the SRH, which will help those storms rotate, we do have a higher risk of seeing tornadoes on Friday than we do tomorrow. You could see much higher SRH for meter squared per second. But that is what we are looking at in terms of severe weather. In the beginning of this forecasting video, we did take a look at the all hazards and alerts map, and we did see many fire weather warnings. The reason for this is in Wyoming, Nebraska, and even portions of northeastern Colorado, we have an elevated fire weather risk, but we have a critical fire weather risk level 2 out of 3 for portions of New Mexico and Arizona, so be sure you are avoiding anything that could cause a spark. But tomorrow we have an extremely rare, these are rarely issued by the SPC, and when they are, it is not good. This is the highest risk, an extreme risk, you can see in pink for portions of New Mexico near Deming, Las Vegas, New Mexico, not Nevada, Los Lunas, New Mexico, Silver City, New Mexico, and Socorro, New Mexico. We also have a critical risk for portions of southern Colorado, southwestern Kansas, western Texas. So be sure, especially in those extreme and critical risk areas, you are avoiding anything that could cause a fire, because those can start really quickly. Anything thing that could spark. Don't use any campfires. So that's what we're taking a look at in terms of that. Thank you so much for watching this forecast. Unfortunately, it is unlikely I will be able to make another forecast until at least the evening of Sunday, April 20th. If you have any questions, please be sure to comment below, and I will reply as soon as possible. Please subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.